Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GW Randomizer, where we are bringing you yet another round robin match from the Magician Group. We have YakkoWakko20 versus ursinedasyure. How's everybody doing out there? I am Z-Man050778, and with me tonight in the commentator's booth is Centroid41. Centroid, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Z?
I'm doing fantastically. And again, this is a race in the Magician group. YakkoWakko is 1-2, and Ursine is 0-2. So, both of them looking for a win. Yakko to get back up to 500, and Ursine's looking for her first win. We do have a couple of veteran racers here, so I'm expecting a pretty solid, close race. How about you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we found that like a lot of these races are very competitive. It's been a fun tournament so far, and yeah, like we just love to see the community grow, and everything's been fun so far this tournament.
And off we go. Let's see what we have here in the throne room. Obviously, we'll have the magic key in the top box. But let's see what else we got. We have some early gold. Let's see if there's a town around. And a torch. There we go.
Quick status
Six.
check. So we see six power, so not going to be fighting anything too crazy, right? Just maybe some Drakeys at most. I don't know if you can actually connect with a ghost at that point, but slimes and red slimes for sure if they're available.
So six strength is the kind of is a weird one when it comes to fighting ghosts. Actually, Drakeys you can hit 50% of the time, but ghosts actually you'll only hit 33% of the time. So it's kind of just it's one of those weird early ones. Now that's it. They do have a torch, so a torch will take out a Drakey and it will take out a ghost. And six strength is certainly more than enough to take out this red slime.
Yeah, for sure. Got to save that torch for I don't know, maybe level 2 once you can do enough damage to something to finish it off or something. Or yeah, if you come across a ghost, that would definitely take care of it. Definitely finding some red slimes because you could run into some problems early if there aren't any red slimes or blue slimes in the initial zone 0. But Ursine's having no problems finding enemies to fight right now.
And the big thing that Ursine is kind of looking for right here is a town, right? Because she has the 636 gold.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely weird because you don't want to waste your gold, but at the same time, like you're not. It's always tough to figure out like how far that first town is away from Tantagel, right? So you could hold on to the gold and never end up using it, or you could stumble into a town and find a hand axe. So it's definitely some. Oh, and Ursine's going to take a death. Nothing special from the Drakey, just regular attacks. It looks like so far.
I think I also saw a hurt spell at first too. So I think the Drakeys have hurt.
Yes.
Um, and we do have, so it looks like Yakko is stretching his legs a little bit here.
Yeah, it looks like he showed us what's north of the castle, so that looks like it's a dead end so far. Unless
Speaking
unless
of
I can
dead,
see.
speaking of dead, a blue slime sends him back to the castle, and this red slime here on Ursine's side will get her to level 2.
Yeah, 5 power, 1 agility, 7 hit points, and 2 magic points. So that is a very nice increase. Five attack is going to put us into a good range for now. Yeah, now we can play against ghosts. We can. I'm not sure. I think you can fight magicians at this point. I really need to memorize this stuff, but
Yeah, yeah. So again, ghosts, magicians, those are all certainly on the table. Maybe you think about hi werewolf with a DL2 breath.
yeah, as yeah, unfortunately, werewolves are not on the table. So the way this randomizer does put the randomized map together is you do get an initial zone 0 around the castle, which has your basic slimes, red slimes, up to scorpions. To one side, you're gonna have zone 1 or 2, and then immediately after that, you can get whatever enemies the seed wants to throw at you. So not uncommon to see a werewolf this close to the castle, but it looks like we're getting level Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was a level. I did it a little too early.
We got a little bit longer to go. I think level 2 is, I forget the exact, it's like 15, 16, 17, somewhere in through there.
Oh, the level was on the Yakko side. Sorry, I saw a level and then looked over on the right.
And like we were just kind of talking about, these magicians are certainly in play here. This is maybe where you want to consider throwing your torch at a magician to kind of shorten this battle and get the level a little sooner, because this will get Ursine level 3.
Yeah, Magician's gonna have eight experience points. That's definitely gonna take her to level 3 at this point if she can. Yep, and there you go. There's the Magician finished off and 8 experience. Let's see what level 3 gets for us. 0 attack, 6, 6, and 0. And ooh, 3 spells though.
Sleep, stop spell, and return.
Definitely some utility there. Sleep and stop can get you out of some jams, or can help you play up and fight some monsters that you wouldn't be able to just swing away and kill naturally.
Yeah, like for I had mentioned a couple times the scorpion, right? If you can find a scorpion, you put a scorpion to sleep and you just wail on him until he's dead. And it looks like on Yakko's side, we are going to have a magician kill on Wakko's side to get to level 3. Okay, and Yakko is going to get that sort of disappointing level, 0760 with the 3 spells. To answer a question in chat from Tiddlywinks, what were the starting items? The requisite key and gold and a torch.
Yeah, and I don't believe we've even seen anything other than Tantagel at this point. We've seen a couple screens to the east, but still nothing. We did run into a werewolf. Time will tell. We'll see if that zone will play nice and let the runners through, or if they, might have to gain a couple levels before they can venture out.
Well, based on kind of what we've seen so far, right past that bridge to the east, there was a werewolf with DL2 breath, and not too far from that was, now I don't know if it was the same zone or not, but there was also a blue dragon nearby. So I'm wondering if we're going to hit a big old bottleneck over that bridge. And maybe we start looking at, getting like level 4 and then maybe taking out some of these wolves.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want some more attack power before that, or a couple, a hurt spell or a hurt more spell would be very good. But yeah, that zone could have anything. But yeah, blue dragons and werewolves are not a great sign for sure. Level 4 for Ursine, 12 power. That's going to help quite a bit. We can probably move up a zone and start fighting some of those lower level zone 1 enemies for sure.
Yeah, but this is now all right. If you see a wolf, you put the wolf to sleep, and then you start bashing it with your fists. 23 strength is certainly enough to take out a wolf in a moderate number of turns. Poltergeist, not a great enemy, but it's certainly more experience than what's out there right now. So you take on this Poltergeist.
Yeah, and it's not too many experience to get to level 5. So if you have to take it, just crit. That's a good strategy right there.
Yep, crit always the best strategy.
But yeah, it's not too many experience to level 5. I believe it's in the 80s, so it shouldn't be too many if you have to just stick to Poltergeists and Magicians. Hopefully, I think Scorpions are a pretty efficient enemy. Wolves are definitely an efficient enemy to fight, but if all you got is Poltergeists, it'll get you another level at least.
And Yakko getting his level 4. Druin here for Ursine again. Not the world's greatest enemy, but again, you still take it because, well, you can. And, it gives you decent experience. Unless, of course, it dodges.
Yeah, and so far, nothing too nasty from the Druin or the Poltergeist. So, of course, we could see some surprises a little later on. Maybe we didn't see a 25% hurt more. But So far, it looks like the zone is a great place to sit and collect some experience points.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a pretty benign zone 0, zone 1. Unlike whatever zone Yakko is kind of wandering into, this zone is not benign, I don't think.
Yakko's got a really nice walk going. Oh, and he stumbles across a cave. Looks like it's on the bottom edge of the map as well. You can't go down or left, but you can go right. Looks like it might be the mountain cave or swamp. I'm not sure yet.
Could have been tablet as well.
May
I mean,
also
we
be
didn't we didn't hear any of the bonks.
Angel says it's mountain. I'm guessing you can also tell based on the way your sprite is facing when you enter. I just wasn't
Oh,
paying attention.
yeah, I wasn't either. And thank you for Ron Burgundy with the raid. For Ron, of course, a rather ubiquitous commentator and runner of Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Thank you very much, and welcome into this round robin race here in the Magician group, YakkoWakko versus Resign.
Yeah, and YakkoWakko had a fairly good run to that cave. We'll see if that zone, cooperates. You know, this is one of those weird decisions you have to make early on. Sometimes is, if you run into one of those nasty zones with werewolves and blue dragons, do you try to push through it, or do you sit and try to grind? It's I don't know. It's not an easy decision for sure. But now he's seen that cave, so he definitely wants to try to push through that zone if he can.
I also want to say hi to the Raiders from EMP Any Amount of Money stream. Welcome, Raiders. Again, EMP also a quite ubiquitous runner of Dragon Warrior Randomizer. Welcome in.
On level 5, Ursine picking up, I want to say 2, 1, 3, and 2. But the big news there is the heal spell, which will definitely help with grinding. Those wolves are now easy. Anything in that first couple zones are fairly fair game at this point.
This Wyvern, I think you got to try with sleep strats.
Oh, absolutely. It's enticing. Yeah, if it kills you, it kills you. But 64 experience points is too hard to even pass up in my opinion.
And then once you get around this cave, it's just nasty. All right, because you have the golems, you have axe knights, you have werewolves. I think you gotta sit in the desert and grind. I think you got to take those wolves, those poltergeists. I know it's going to be a little bit of a slog, but I think you got to just take the enemies that are there.
Yeah, I agree. It would be interesting. Yeah, we'll see what the runners do, but yeah, I definitely agree with that. Definitely try to grab at least one more level, see what level 6 gives you. And then, I don't think level 7 is too far out of the way either.
Level 6 is 165 experience, so it's only about roughly 80 experience. We have Yakko taking on a poltergeist here, and we do have Ursine kind of sitting in what we're pretty sure is zone 1, right, with the poltergeists and the druids and the wolves who haven't really shown themselves in a bit.
Yakko's wyverns have hurt more, so whatever we were just saying before. Sleep could maybe counteract the hurt more, but yeah, that's still pretty scary. But yeah, Yakko's only 6 experience points away from level 5, which will get him that heal spell. And I think Ursine only... Ooh, There's a surprise
Oh,
from that wolf. Dragon Lord 2 breath on.
that's not good. Alrighty.
It's not great, but you know, I definitely think the sleep spell will I definitely still attempt those wolves for sure. That's not enough to scare me away, I guess.
I guess it depends on the percentage, but they also have sleep.
Oh, I did not see that. Yeah, somebody was saying earlier that stop spell might be on the table. Oh, it was our tracker
Oh,
Schmike W.
oh, and wyverns have hurt more. Oh my goodness. This seat is not pleasant.
Well, the good news is I think those druids and poltergeist for now seem, you know, pretty tame. It's only 165 experience points to level 6, so um I guess worst case you can always try to grab a quick level, see what you get, and then try again on the next zone over.
Yeah, I mean, I know Yakko's seen this cave and wants to get back to the cave, but I think you gotta just sit and grind this out for a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough call for sure. I'm trying to think, you know, what would be in that mountain cave that would be worth it. I could probably, if there's an Erdrick's sword or an Erdrick's armor, then it's definitely, you know, worth going for. But I don't know what the percentage chance is that, you know, a certain cave has certain items, but um, yeah, it's definitely like a tough choice at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I think really the three things that you would want to see in the mountain cave, if you manage to get there and can hear a walk to a chest, right? You nailed two of them, right? It's certainly the sword, it's certainly the armor. The other one that could be big is a key, right? Because then you can take that key, grind up some gold in zone one, and see what's in the treasury. Maybe the treasury's got some nice things.
Yeah, and I'm starting to wonder as well. Have we seen the western side of this continent? I'm starting to
No,
wonder if the swamp cave is in the basement of Tantagel at this point.
I suppose it's possible, but it looks like there's some territory to the west of what we're pretty sure is the mountain cave. It's just our runners haven't been able to get there because there's basically a Sherlock zone right around that cave.
Yeah, there's a couple Sharlock zones. It looks like. Well, maybe. Yeah, there's north of the castle's bad, east of the castle's bad, south of the castle's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. It's very bad. All right, Ursine creeping up on level 6. So let's see what we. Oh no, wait. Where is she going? Ooh, I hear something nice. A wraith.
We have not seen this yet, but Ursine opts to run away. Oh well, a Magidrake is definitely a
Yeah,
great choice.
yeah. You have to sit here, kill this. It'll get you level 6, and then what else? Oh, there's another cave over the bridge. Yakko's made it over the bridge. 2, 1, 4, 7 on level 6. That did nothing. Thank you, game. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, and the game said, "Here, have some more. Have an axe knight." Yeah, so now for sure. Now the levels are going to start being more difficult to get. I mean, just a couple wolves will get you to level 7, but
All
looks
right,
like
it looks like. Yeah, go ahead. I was going to say Yakko's found Swamp North, it looks like. So Swamp North was across the bridge to the west of what we know to be Mountain Cave.
forget how many experience points Drolls have, but if he's able to take this one out, he will be able, potentially be able to get up to level 6. I can't remember how many Drolls give. It might be about 20 or so.
18. Oh, yep, 18. But this will get Yakko the rather underwhelming level 6.
Yeah, now definitely definitely want to try to get as many wolves killed as you can.
It's through the swamp cave, gets spit out, and finds another cave.
Couldn't tell if that was grave or tablet, but I'm thinking it's grave based on how long he was walking. But again, the chat's telling us it was tablet, which I guess you can tell based on your sprite. And of course, tablet is a very dangerous cave to try to navigate in the dark, because if you get lost, there are no enemies in there. So there is no death warping.
Although they do have the outside spell, but I don't think Yakko had enough to cast it at that point.
Yeah, I think he was very low at that point.
And Ursine runs into a Star Wyvern, which is an enemy we haven't seen. At least they have stop. Or not stop, hurt. At least they have hurt.
Yeah, that could be nice later on, for sure. Yeah, if once we're able to hit them a little harder and we get some more armor. Yeah, at least the seed's giving us variety. They're giving us all the Sharlock enemies, at least, it's not just one red dragon sending us back every time.
It kind of looks like Yakko has found a way, if you can get through, right? If you can get through that first bridge, if you stay along the south end of that river, right, you can kind of follow it along to the second bridge, and you don't get into those Sharlock enemies. So Yakko's found a pretty consistent way to be able to get through the real hellaciousness that is around the mountain cave.
Yeah, that's very good. And of course, we don't know where the zones are, but the runners can deduce that with a little bit of trial and error for sure. So yeah, anything you can do to avoid those bad zones is great.
And then this Warlock here, right? This Warlock is going to give Yakko a relatively easy 28 experience. I mean, we do have Ursine sitting in this zone 1 here, grinding up until 334 for level 7.
Yeah, so we have some options. Of course, there's a lot of landmines in the area, so to speak, but there's definitely some safe zones. There's definitely some good enemies to grind, and no real separation between the runners, except for maybe a little bit of an exploration lead for Yakko, but it's still very, very close at this point. No key items, no major spells or anything. Just lots of grinding.
Lots of death. Lots and lots of death.
Lots of death.
So I think we're going to see Yakko soon try to get over this swamp here to the west of Swamp Cave. But it's kind of looking like this starting area is pretty small.
Yeah, I think the only part we haven't seen is, unless you've seen the coast, there's that swamp that's kind of in our way. But unless there's anything on the west side of the swamp, we're kind of out of room.
I thought he was actually going to traverse it a little.
Looks like he's just sitting on the shore of the swamp going fishing. He doesn't want to jump in, I guess. Yeah, I guess yeah, you'd have to use up your MP to heal yourself over and over again. So I can definitely understand him not wanting to go across it at this point. Maybe definitely a little later once you have more MP. I don't think 19 MP isn't much to work with.
Okay, so Yakko's going to try to damage race this warlock here.
Yeah, we haven't even found an herb. You know, so like the heal spell is all they have to heal themselves at this point. And he's well, both of our runners are one to two enemies away from level 7. So hopefully we get some improvement in one or more of these stats, or you know, one or more spells at level 7.
So now the Drakey's going to leave Yakko just short. As our next level is 334, so it looks like Yakko is 5 experience away. This magician will get Yakko to level, though.
Now, of course, all the enemies are running away, so this magician decides to stick around.
Thanks, well, for reminding me in chat it's 337, not 334. I always get that one confused. Either way, it's level 7 here for Yakko. What do we have? 5 power. Woo! 26 response speed, 21 hit points, 2 MP.
Some big numbers, but I don't know that that helps him that much. It's going to help them with, I guess, you know, to borrow a phrase from, you know, RTS games, like that's lane stay for them. You know, that's more time they can spend in the field without, you know, without dying. But it still just means more grinding, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't help really the grind go that much faster because it didn't really give you much strength. So you're not killing any enemies much quicker at all.
Yeah, and no big MP gains either. So at some point they are going to have to come back and, you know, refill or death warp, either one. But you know, the agility boost is definitely welcome. You know, that's going to help them not take a bunch of hits from these enemies, and you know, having closer to. Well, we are starting to see a little bit of a gap too, because you know, Yakko has a strength agility build, Ursine has the strength hit points build. So Ursine has 4 more hit points, even though they're at the same level. And we're definitely going to see the attack power and agility go different directions as well later on in this scene.
Yeah, indeed. And Chilo mentioning in chat that maybe now our runners can consider diving that mountain cave, and I tend to agree, right? Because as long as the enemy set in the mountain cave isn't terrible, you should be able to get at least to that first chest, if not further.
Yeah, and at least at this point they can afford to run into a more dangerous enemy, and you know, maybe take an additional hit or two. They have a much better chance of running away at this point as well. So yeah, that mountain cave is definitely looking a little bit more viable. I don't have we even seen what enemies are inside of it yet?
I'm not sure. We have seen what the enemies inside of this swamp cave, though.
The entire Droll family, it looks like. Well, trolls are one of those weird enemy groups that only have 2. There's not like a super droll on top of the droll magi or anything.
What about the Drogon Lord?
That one I forgot about.
And we do have Yakko reaching the south end of the swamp cave, and we'll continue exploring this continent, if it's a continent, or who knows, this area, for about 30 seconds. Oh, gets away from the Axe Knight.
Oh,
Oh,
and
there's
he
a cave.
finds a town in
Hawksness.
this swamp.
Hawksness, right? This has got to be Hawksness, right?
That would be ironic. And there you go. It is Hawksness.
Yep. Because it has to be, right? It has to be. A relative slog start of a seed, the first town you find has to be Hawksness. It is given in the game's code.
And it's also surrounded by a bunch of nasty enemies. I don't know if this is the same zone that we had at the beginning of the seed, but yeah, more Axe Knights and Blue Dragons for sure.
And it looks like Ursine has found this zone with warlocks in it because it looks like it's just north of the castle. So this certainly gives you a much quicker way to grind up to level 8, which I believe is 675-ish experience points.
Yeah, thankfully it's 600. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, like five or six wolves, or a few eight warlocks or something like that. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
it
The
won't take
warlocks
too
up
long.
there make it a real good grind up there.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything too nasty on that warlock either, unless I'm mistaken. But I
And a
didn't see any.
skeleton.
Skeleton's nice. I think that's 25. Well,
Oh,
never mind.
never mind.
You might be able to put it to sleep. You probably could put it to sleep. It's just, do you want to spend your MP on that? It's just the decision. Up to the individual runners, their play style, I guess.
And I'd really like to see Yakko go west through that swamp to see if there's anything over there. Because if there's something over there, that could be an actual town that might bust this seed open.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, after so many deaths to big monsters, I don't think it hurts to take a chance and just trudge through there one time. Um, but of course, if you're running into nice enemies like the Warlock, yeah, it's always a tough decision, to sit and grind or push out and explore a little bit for sure. And I don't think Yakko hasn't seen the Dragon Lord 2 fire on the skeleton yet, but he takes this one down. Yeah, 25 experience. They have a lot less hit points than the wolves, as I think Tilo in chat has noted for us. Still a very even race at this point. We were about a little over 30 minutes in, and yeah, no items to speak of. We've seen a couple caves, and we've seen a lot of Sharlock monsters. That's basically the summary of this seed so far.
But Ursine did take a DL2 breath to the face and survived.
That is the nice thing about having 70 hit points is you can do that. I forget what the range is without the armor on. I want to say it's 64 to 72 damage without the Erdrick's armor. So there is a very high, decent chance that you can survive. One hit. Yeah, I think it's 65 as Tilo noted. It's something like that.
And Yakko teasing everybody that wants to see what's west of that cave.
I think one more Warlock kill will take Yakko up to level 8. We're closing in on level 8, which hopefully won't be another disappointment for us.
And the skeleton wakes up and breathes fire right in Ursine's face.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that the skeletons and wolves both have, you know, some nasty abilities on them, but uh, yeah, kind of forcing you to pick and choose your spots a little bit. Yeah, this Drew.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and Ursine's trying it again, but this Druin gets YakkoWakko level 8 on the number. What do we have?
See, with 1991, it's a palindrome, but we got hurt and radiant. So, well, radiant is kind of nice. If you don't know how to do dark rooms, you know, you don't have a torch, then radiant is definitely useful.
And we are getting Yakko here exploring the mountain cave. Kimas are a nice fight at this point.
Yeah, they're definitely some easy experience if you can. I know they have a decent dodge rate. I think that's about it, though. Just some wings on that first chest. There are five chests in the mountain cave to pick up, so 4 more on that second level. The good news is, I think I forget how it goes. One of the zones in the swamp corresponds to the mountain cave, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that might be the top zone, the top floor.
Yeah, the top floor of mountain shares with the swamp cave. And then the bottom floor of the mountain shares with the top floor of the Garen Grave.
Okay, yeah, so well, the second chest is a dragon scale, which will give us +2 defense once we put it on. And Ursine getting level 8, gonna pick up her hurt spell and radiant spell.
Stones and an herb. So we do have our first key item find, 3609 into the sea. Yakko finding the stones of sunlight in mountain cave. And a key, that's big. Hello.
And a red dragon, that's
Oh. All right, well, there's our second enemy with Dragon Lord 2 Breath. It's going to be in Charlotte, the Warlock and the Red Dragon. Yeah.
I didn't see exactly how many gold pieces he has, but you know, obviously, you know, going to the back of Tantagel is the good call here because you go to the shop and you can pick up a couple more keys for 85 gold, and now you're set on keys for the rest of the seed as long as you spend them wisely.
All right, so I think Yakko picked up 3 keys, I believe. And underneath is the grave.
3 easy chests to pick up on the first level here. Well, I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, manages to run away from the red dragon. Picks up a small shield. He's got an item glitch on. That was just another pair of wings, I believe.
Yep, that was wings.
Bamboo pole is a glitch, which is another magic key, I think. Oh, that might have been an herb.
Herb. That was an herb.
That was a fighter's ring.
Fighter's ring. Nice. So I would grind. Yeah, I would grind on that herb.
Absolutely. Yeah, the fighter's ring will give him +2 to attack power. We have Ursine on the right going through this mountain cave as well. Hopefully going to pick up her stones of sunlight. Oof, that's not pleasant.
Oh.
Sleep on the red dragons, which is a bad omen. So that might mean that a Charlock dive later might be a little less fun than usual. It's going to be hard to run away from stuff if you're falling asleep. So we'll see how that plays out later when these runners make it to Charlock Castle. We still got the chest glitch going on Yakko's side. That was a torch, I think.
That was a torch, I think.
Ursine's going to show us the 5th chest in Mountain. The map. Oh, that was your key.
That was Silver Harp. Nothing good. Death necklace, silver harp, and is that a key? Yep, that had to have been a key. Okay.
Sign is going to do the same thing and convert her single key into a handful of keys, and then now she is set on key access, and she will get to take a look at the top 3 chests in the grave as well.
No, assuming the red dragon lets her.
That's really scary. The red dragons with sleep. Not looking forward to that one.
Yeah, red dragons with the wombo combo. Sleep DL2 breath. That is always not good to see, especially when you already know werewolves have DL2 breath. And now Ursine gets to see the immense amount of fun she's about to have.
At least she has the information, which, will reduce the amount of surprises later. That's at least one positive. Yeah, both our runners are going through this treasury with the chest glitch active. So you're seeing a bunch of non-corresponding names. They're picking up small shields, but they're not actually picking up small shields. They're once you pick up 8 chests without, returning to the overworld, the ROM runs out of memory and will start glitching out the item name. So you kind of have to check your inventory to see what you got.
So Ursine actually did something really interesting, smart there. She took that Death Necklace chest again and showed that the gold glitch was active, because you can grind that chest for 120-ish gold every time. It is a slow grind, but it can be done.
Yeah, it's not bad if you just need a little bit, because what she could do now is at least get maybe a couple hundred gold and then go fill up on keys. That's at least one thing she could take care of right now.
Well, if she needed it. But the thing is remember, there was a magic key grind also in the treasury.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But yeah, these runners still do not have weapons. They're still just punching ghosts and warlocks and trying to hit armored. Yakko getting away from an armored knight. The armored knights and red dragons in this game have very high agility, are very, very difficult to run from. I can't remember if Ursine did make it to these 3 chests the first time.
No, she did not. And she finds hand axes. Yay! Does have a fighter's ring. She's like, one of these was an herb. I want herbs. No, she does not. She's not grinding on the herbs. And she's going to attempt to get to the bottom of the grave. And we have our first view of an armored knight here on Yakko's side. Oh. Brian, what the heck did you do to these runners? How did they piss you off? We now have 3 Sherlock enemies with DL2 breath. And, of course, the 2 you most desperately don't want to see with DL2 breath has it.
And sleep on that red dragon to make it even worse. This race is still fairly close, though. Both runners have basically seen the same things, picked up the same key items. No real equipment at this point. All of those hand axes and small shields that you saw were just text glitches, but we'll see. Ursine is close to the 4th chest in the grave if this red dragon plays nice, but nope.
I mean, it's a red dragon. When do red dragons play nice? I mean, they are affectionately called the fun police for a reason.
Yeah, maybe 1 out of 30 times they'll let you go. I don't know. Yeah, 60 agility is pretty decent for this part in the seed, but it's still as far as the red dragon is concerned, you might as well just have 0 agility. It's definitely less than a 50-50 chance for sure to run away. Yeah, level 9 will be 975. So we definitely have some more grinding to do. Unless the runners are able to, wade through this mess of Sharlock enemies and find a town out there somewhere.
Brian Williams in chat informing us that if Dragon Warrior Randomizer actually had a decent relationship with math, the math says that they're about 30% to run versus Red Dragons and Armored Knights. Of course, we know that Dragon Warrior and math don't exactly get along very well, so therefore we can say it's about 10% of the time they'll actually get away.
It does feel like that for sure. Yeah, and like we love to make jokes about kind of stuff like that, but in all honesty, Dragon Warrior just has some brutal RNG from time to time, and I think sometimes the RNG gets locked into cycles every once in a while. So I think that's why sometimes we see some of these, ridiculously low, run rates and stuff like that. It's in theory things should work out, 30% of the time, but it sure feels like 0 to 10 sometimes. Yeah, Ursine has a wyvern asleep. Ooh, well, again, she can tank a couple. Oh, she stop spelled to hurt more. So this wyvern should be easy to take out.
Oh, and wyverns have sleep too.
Well, that was really tough, but 64 experience points for one enemy is fairly good. Yeah, that wyvern is definitely earning the nickname of Jerkbird at this point. Although I know sometimes we probably give that nickname to the more dangerous ones like the star wyverns, but regular wyverns can be jerks sometimes.
So neither one of our runners have yet seen what's west of the swamp cave. Now, there's a pretty good chance west of the swamp cave is just a border, a water border, but there's a chance it's not. Oh, he's checking. YakkoWakko is finally checking.
Ursine has made it into the tablet cave, so now I think we can say that exploration is perfectly even between our runners now.
Well, I still think Yakko has a little bit of an experience advantage. Or not experience, a little bit of exploration advantage.
For sure, yes.
Ursine, you have outside. You do not have the MP, but you have outside. Oh, no, she doesn't have the MP. Okay.
Yeah, I will say for newer runners, it is helpful to memorize. Outside is 6, and return costs 8 magic points. So yeah, if you're thinking about using a spell and or if you're doing a grind in like the swamp cave or something, you definitely want to leave yourself like 14 MP if you plan on casting outside and then return, or save yourself 6 if you want to cast outside.
Well, the
I don't
good
use
news is that the golem only has fight more, which is good.
Oh, just punch on the golem.
Yeah, just punch. That's it. Where the heck is everything in this scene? I mean, we're going to get to an area that's going to have like 5 towns in a 10 square radius.
Probably. Yeah, it seems like they have to make it to the second continent and then go what? North and then east and then south.
No, I think it's north. I think it is straight north, and I think it's a one tile bridge north.
Uh
Yep, there, and that there's the one tile I was referring to. So I
uh
think everything is kind of up here somewhere.
yeah, you're right. Yakko did find this earlier. I think he probably ran into a blue dragon or something. Or it was an armor knight, I think.
He ran into that. That is what he ran into. Yeah, this seed is something else.
Well, Yakko is only about 70 experience points away from level 9. So it definitely wouldn't hurt to just chill out and maybe take out a couple wolves, or 3 warlocks or something like that. I'm always a fan of just trying to grab a couple easy experience points when you know you're really close to a level. Um, you can always go exploring and in a couple minutes or whatever. Yakko does seem intent on continuing his exploration, however. Yeah, this actually, the swamp cave is pretty tame, it seems. So he might actually pick up level 9 while he's walking through this cave.
Right? We have both of our runners making their way through this swamp cave, and Yakko is very much creeping up on level 9, like you said, Centroid. I think you'll need one more enemy after this Druid to do it.
Yeah, those MP and strength gains have got to be coming up at some point. We're kind of low on strength and MP at this point, but this randomizer does give you a curve for all of your stats, so they're coming eventually. We will be getting HP and strength, hopefully in the next couple levels.
Mr. Chemo will get Yakko level 9, and this town will get Ursine Disappointment. Speaking of disappointment, 0, 9, 10, 8, heal more. I mean, heal more is nice. Don't get me wrong. Heal more is nice. But right now, if I'm a runners, I am begging for hurt more.
Yeah, they need some ways to kill monsters for sure. Zero attack power at that level is just not great. Heal more is great, like you said, but yeah, it allows you to stay alive longer, but doesn't help you kill stuff.
And Ursine is going to check to see what monster we have here at the spike tile, and it is a stone man. Okay. And it's not a bad grind, especially given other things. So, okay.
That's some great information to have, definitely. There's not a great chance you're going to take out whatever that enemy is, without high attack power or hurt more. But now she knows that once she gets a weapon or a hurt more, that Stone Man won't be too difficult to take out because Stone Men are usually pretty susceptible to sleep. Obviously there's a little bit of variance, but they're usually pretty easy to put to sleep.
So that armored knight that is patrolling that desert, where we know where everything is, doesn't like Yakko. I believe that is his third or fourth death to an armored knight in that desert.
Yeah, that armored knight's got like a win streak going on, unfortunately. Ursine will be picking up level 9 here with that match Drakey kill, and she'll see some okay news and some good news, but not great news. So now we get to see what the runners decide to do. We're only about 500 experience points away until level 10, which is 1500. We don't have we don't really have any towns to access. We know which direction we need to go to explore, but we know how tough it is. There's a lot of Sharlock enemies out there, so it's going to be interesting to see, what decisions the runners make at this point. The other thing is, Ursine did make one attempt to go to the bottom of the grave. We still have 2 chests sitting there. I think there's a lot of red dragons there, so it's not really that viable, but that is another option if you just get super impatient with grinding and you want to do something else.
This is just
Now, if this Droll Magi doesn't have any abilities, I want to say it's 58 experience. Droll Magi's are great if you can take them down.
Yeah, I mean, cast hurt a few times, and then hopefully you can take out the rest with, attacks. But, I mean, she can probably get it, maybe? Yeah, she does. And I think you mentioned this before, Centroid, but this whole swamp cave is not the worst place to grind at this point in time.
Yeah,
right? Because go ahead.
I was going to say the only bad thing about it is the encounter rate. It's the lowest encounter rate in the game.
All right, and now we have Ursine approaching the Desert of Death. And one step into the Desert of Death, she finds a blue dragon, but gets away. So our runners are now, again, for all intents and purposes, tied up. They have the same amount of exploration, basically the same amount of experience.
Basically the same amount of deaths. Not that that matters, but yeah, they're pretty much even.
And we are 58 minutes and 30 seconds into the season. And we're basically even.
Yeah, that's basically our summary to this point. You know, nothing starting items in Tantagel where it's just gold and a torch. You know, we found the mountain cave nearby with the stones. The Tantagel treasury had the harp and the necklace, and there was a fire's ring in the top of the graves. And just a lot of Sharlock enemies. That's pretty much it up to this point.
And
Probably,
you know,
I
good.
was gonna say probably a great time to just say make sure you're following our runners.
And you know, this actually reminds me of a seed. Look, it's a cave, and it's the jerk. Anyways, this reminds me of a seed that J.J. Schmidt and I played to open up what I believe was the standard tourney 3, where it took us each 60 to 75 minutes to find our first town. It was something similar to this, where you had to go a ways to get to the first town, and there was just literally everything had Sherlock enemies in the in the meantime. This very much reminds me of that.
Yeah, that definitely sounds slow and painful. Yeah, and you'd probably feel behind for sure at this point because you know you've just spent it does. I mean, this hour went by pretty quickly, to be honest. But yeah, you look up at the timer and you're an hour in, and you got to wonder if the other runner has maybe found something that you didn't or something like that. So
Well, yeah, I think having run races of these types of seeds before, um, you get to the, let's say, hour 45, 2 hour mark, and you know that if your opponent dot's done, then you know that they just flat out got lucky at some point. Um, because there is only one way to go, and you know that the only way to go is through a litany of uh, uh, words I won't say. So you know that your opponent is putting up with the same stuff you are. So at this point, it just either comes down to luck or just blind determination on a grind.
yeah, and I mean some races are decided like that. Maybe one runner gets killed by a red dragon 5 times in a row, and the other runner just has 0 encounters and cruises right through the zone. It happens sometimes for sure. It does look like Ursine has taken the experience point lead at this point. Ursine was maybe down to 100 at one point, but now she's up about 75 to 100. Well, assuming she takes out this wyvern.
200 away from level 10, and maybe level 10 gives us what we're looking for.
Nah, probably not.
I mean, we can hope.
It's gotta come soon. It's gotta come at some point. Those numbers can only go up. Well, that's not true either, because I think we have seen -1 gains on a glitch level or something. But
Our wonderful restreamer and our seed roller, Brian Williams, 42 in chat, mentioning that he's just going to throw out the fact that Armored Knight still has pretty good odds of having heal or heal more.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we wouldn't know that until we've hit it for a certain... Yeah,
until we're actually able to do damage to the thing.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, they only cast heal when they do it intelligently, right? Like they only cast it when they're low on hit points.
Right. Yeah, I think it's within 25%. And our wonderful tracker, Mike, confirms that number.
Yakko has made it through that one area that he has been stopped multiple times. I think this is his second. Oh, there's a town.
Oh my god, it's a town! If it's Breck, I will not give you any crap Brecon area if it's you, because you will be a godsend in this seed.
It could have a weapon in it. Oh, it is. Well, we already have keys, but Remolder is pretty good.
You take it and run.
This is probably actually the worst town to find because there's no item shop at Remolder. You do have one chest here to pick up, which is gold. Well, let's see what's in this shop, because that gold chest could give us a slow grind, which could be worth our time at this point.
Yeah, if there's a broadsword, yeah,
Yep.
you've got large shield and broadsword. You slow grind for. There's no question here. You slow grind for the broadsword. You slow grind for that large shield.
Yeah, this is definitely. We might see the seed start to break open at this point. Once we get a little more attack power, that broadsword's going to give us plus 20, and allow us to take down some enemies a little faster.
Oh, Mike just going with a hand axe. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Okay. No, wait. Yeah, gonna pick up the leather armor and then go for the broadsword. I mean, you have to, right? Because this way, a broadsword, you can kill now these wyverns with using a broadsword and not casting what few hurts you have.
Oh, he's only got 2. Oh, okay. He's got enough gold. I was gonna say he's going to run out of keys with that door use, but now he has enough to top off on keys if he has to.
Well, what he'll do is he'll just go around, buy 6 more keys, and he'll leave the town, come back in, and then buy a broadsword with his next chest pickup.
Yep.
And we do have Ursine here trying to hurt down this Star Wyvern and gets it done. So gets that 105 experience, getting her to within 56 experience points of level 10.
This is definitely the first real divergence we're seeing in the seed. Ursine is staying put and doing grinding. Yakko has continued his exploration. They're both strategies seem to be working out decently well. We'll just have to see what level 10 gets us, and we'll have to see what's beyond Remolder for Yakko over here. And the broadsword pickup for YakkoWakko, that is plus. I think it's plus 20. Yeah, plus 20.
Plus 20
attack power.
Yeah, plus 20, and then the fighter's ring gives him another 2.
I got confused because I looked at the defense and I'm like, what am I looking at? That's why I got confused.
Well, this Wyvern should give Ursine level 10 here. Let's see if level 10 is worth anything. Shahavi 9, our Wyvern 75% hurt more. It sure looks like it, but our tracker Mike at this point can bring up the Wyvern on the tracker at this point to take a look at it. Half plate armor here in Garenham. I would imagine we'll see Yakko check the back of Garenham and might go slow. I missed it. 17 hit points and 11 MP. No spell. I didn't. Was there any strength? Looks like 13 strength. So that's a nice level there.
YakkoWakko picking up the Erdrick sword in the back of Garenham.
Well, that's a thing.
And the basement of Garenham is a cursed belt. Yeah, I don't think. Well, level 10 was another one of those levels. It was great HP gains, and I don't know. There was another stat. Oh, the good strength gain, but yeah, not exactly what we wanted to see.
No. And it looks like Yakko is going to do Cursed Belt grind? Oh no, there was gold in that chest. Okay. So that gold in that chest will get Yakko the half plate as soon as this Garen hamster gets out of the way.
Did you say Garen hamster? That's amazing.
Indeed, it is a term that was, I believe, coined by Ryguy in one of his expletive-laden rants at these Darren hamsters that would continually get in the way.
I love that. That's amazing.
And thank you, Oog, for the raid, and welcome to those of you who were viewing Oog's stream. Welcome to another round robin match here in the Magician bracket. YakkoWakko20 versus Ursine. I'm Z-Man with Centroid41 in the booth. Welcome. So far, the summary of this seed is one word, and it is very one word, 4 letters. Pain. Lots and lots of pain.
I think Yakko has found another town up here in the swamp. I don't believe we've seen this one so far. But yeah, so we're just now at 110 into the seed, getting our first real, divergence between the runners. Ursine stuck near the start to grind to level 10. Yakko explored a little bit more, found 3 towns. He was rewarded with an Erdrich sword in the back of Garanham. After after a slow grind for a broadsword, but that kind of stuff happens all the time.
To answer Balrajik's question in chat, was that Dragon Lord fire on the Reds? Yes. Those Reds also have sleep. So those Reds have the full Wombo combo. All right, we're going to get coordinates here. How bad will these coordinates be? Ew.
Not well, yeah, I don't think they're countable.
I don't think that's countable.
Unless you have very, very good memory and you've memorized what that first continent looks like, and you can see it from across the water. Like, it's possible, but you have to have...
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's possible, but you have to have seen a very specific, set of screens in order to pull it off.
Ursine's going to check the grind tile here in the swamp. Oh, it's a stone man. So a stone man both on the swamp tile and the Hawkson's tile. So that's actually, I don't like stone men grinds, right? But at least it's not a red dragon or an arbor knight.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything too nasty on the stone man. Sorry. We haven't seen anything on the stone man yet, but that's better than the something that the red dragon and the armor knight has for sure.
And Yakko getting that really nice level 10 now. So now has an attack power of 88. So, now maybe you can think theoretically about taking out, it would be slow, but you could take out that stone man with some good sleepwalk.
Yeah, it's possible, especially with heal more now. Yeah, it's definitely possible. In fact, with heal more, you might even be able to get away with killing it without putting it to sleep. But, I mean, you might as well try to be safe. Especially for your first round of trying to kill it, until you learn its patterns, I guess. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that Ursine is looking to take out this Wraith Knight here with a Sleep and Hurt. And we have finally found Breckenary. I mean, yay.
I mean, there's a full plate there, but, we don't have enough gold for that yet. And we're probably going to be finding the armor sooner rather than later. Because all that's left for Yakko is coal and the bottom of the grave. And then we're talking about armor and Charlock.
Well, I believe this is going to be the stuff. Yep, this is the harp turn-in cave. So what are we still looking for? What can still inhabit areas? Obviously, Erdrick's own armor, the token, and the flute. That's what we still have out there. There might be something on Cole. There might be something in Hawksness. There might be something.
There has to be something on the overworld tile.
Oh, right. There has to be something. But we've only seen one curse spell. So there doesn't even necessarily have to be something in Cole or Hawksness. Right? But for all we know, right, the overworld search spot could be the token. And then armor and flute are both in Charlock.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I think we've already, the only things we have left are the token, the armor, and the flute. I don't know if the dragon scale can be in any of those search spots. I don't think it can. I think we've already seen that as well. And this wizard is going to be a very nice 120 experience points for Yakko. Now that we've got a big sword and heal more, that wizard is a little more appetizing.
So are these wyverns. I mean, and you can just see the difference, right? That this Erdrick sword and a little bit of defense here is doing for Yakko. He has taken this experience lead out to just about 200 experience, give or take 150, and has really made inroads into the exploration of the overworld here.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about how these wolves aren't the best thing to fight, but we have over 100 hit points. We can take one of those. We can take one of those Dragon Lord 2 breaths and be fine. And yeah, the Erdrick sword lets him 2-shot that. Yeah, and Yakko is definitely in a position to where he can extend this experience point lead for sure, because he can take more fights at this point than Ursine can. I don't disagree with Ursine's choices at all. Like I think grinding was a great choice. We just sometimes exploration works out, sometimes it doesn't. $2175 is going to be the magic number for level 11 for Yakko, and it's probably going to come with this fight.
It looks like Ursine is going to hurt down this Axe Knight.
I like that a lot. If you got a lot of hit points, you got to heal more, might as well go for it.
All right, what does level 11 give our runners?
1, 6, 10, and 11, and hurt more. So now we have almost all the spells. That hurt more is definitely going to speed things up.
Oh yeah.
Still only 52 magic points. So, you don't want to use hurt more too much, but I think he's in the area that's around towns, and he should be able to but the problem is if you run out of MP, it's a long walk back to civilization,
Yeah. All right, and here's Cole. This is the big question. What's here, if anything? There's the token. So then the overworld spot is either our flute or our armor.
We still do have 2 chests in the bottom of the grave to check, and 1 search spot in Hawksness. So right. four checks left, and honestly, with the ridiculous enemy set that we have, I kind of favor all those checks before even attempting a Charlock dive for armor or anything. I think a Charlock dive is last resort.
Charlock?
I think Yakko just saw it. It's
Oh,
by
okay.
Cole. It's by Cole.
Okay.
I think the next thing he's gonna want to do. Well, he either needs to go to Hawksness, and he could probably do Hawksness and a Princess Rescue in one trip. But those are probably the next two things on his list. Because by process of elimination, you know that search spot has a higher. Well, I'm sorry. I'm probably thinking of older versions of the randomizer when the armor had to be on a search spot, but I still think it's good to favor those search spots when you can because they have to have something.
Well, not. I mean, they could be empty. I mean, obviously, the overworld search spot has something because there's coordinates.
Yes.
But Hawksness could be empty. Oh, Red Dragon sending our runners back, sending Yakko back to start. Go figure.
Closing in on 50 deaths between the two runners.
I mean, frankly, I'm kind of a little surprised it's not higher. But we have plenty of time left in this seed, and we've got Sherlock.
Ursine just picked up her level 11 and got her hurt more. I'm wondering if that will propel her towards exploration at this point, now that she has a few more weapons in her tool belt to take care of some of these nasty Well, I guess the other thing is if you know where the Star Wyverns and Axe Knights are, there's almost you might want to sit there for a few minutes.
All right, so Yakko did actually confirm for us that the coordinates that there are no landmarks out there. So unless you do some sort of fancy reverse count, you're pretty much this is a necessary princess seed.
Did he just take a look north of?
He took a look. There were a couple of islands, but there was no sign of any other landmass.
I see. Yeah, sorry, I missed it. I kicked something over in my room. So Yakko's going back through the swamp cave. Looks like he's heading towards Hawksness. I don't think he looked at that spike tile, but no. He's probably not going to have a hard time taking care of the stone man.
Yeah, and I don't hate this play either because if it happens to be the armor, then you're done, right? You don't need that flute off of the tile.
That's a great point. Yeah, then you don't.
And even,
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, then you don't even care.
Yeah, and if it is the flute, then you know that the armor is on the overworld tile.
Correct.
Yakko going to the Hurtmore strat there, landing it, and there we go. The stone man is down. Let's see what we have here on the search spot.
Well, oh, you want to Price is Right, Siren? Bum, 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 boom.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like you said, now you can use your deductive logic to work out that the armor has to be on the overworld because there's nothing left that can be there.
Well, unless it's in it could be in the bottom two of the grave.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
because we
saying that
haven't.
the flute was there. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
Sorry.
yeah, so I mean, we still have three spots left. Right? We still have the bottom two of the grave, and we still have the overworld search spot.
Looks like Ursine is getting ready to take out the stone man. Well, she does not have a weapon still, so she'll probably be using some type of hurt more strats. Well, I think attacking might be fine. She could probably do enough damage, um, or just crit. That helps. You know,
You should know what you get.
combined with she's got what, four heal mores, so there's definitely enough in the tank here to take this stone man down.
We do
And
have Yakko getting to level 12. Seemed like a reasonable level. 14 strengths, more agility, a little more HP, more MP. To answer a question in chat from Tadaru, thought that sleep lasted maximum of 6 turns. It does. It lasts a maximum of 6 turns on the hero. It can go in. It can go on indefinitely on a monster. So that's the one good thing that sleep has working in its favor in this game. As opposed to its 100% hit rate on the hero. Ursine now getting level 12.
yeah, Yakko makes it through this stone man and is on his way to pick up Gwalen as well. So he will be able to pick up his Gwalen's love item, which will give him his location on the overworld, which is going to be 100% necessary in order to um, find this overworld search spot.
Yep.
And I just love how you can open keys no matter what direction you're facing. I don't know why that amuses me. It kind of reminds me of like playing Link to the Past, where you can do like a same frame turn away from the chest if you open it, uh, and press down on the same frame or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure of a lot of the Link to the Past quirks because heavens knows there's a lot of them.
I don't know if he even has a torch in his inventory, so we'll see what items she will take. Well, he might have a torch.
Oh, and Ursine, I think that's her first knowledge of Armored Knights having Dragon Lord Two Breath.
Yeah, this Sharlock dive is going to be sketchy. It's not going to be a fun time. Unless we get a level that's just absurd amounts of MP and hit points or something to the point where we don't care. But as far as like a normal dive is concerned, it's going to be rough. Now Yakko has his Gwalen's love and will have a much easier time finding his overworld search spot. He also does have those two chests in the grave he can check, so I'm not sure if he wants to do those first and get them out of the way. I think those are a lot easier than the coordinates, but I mean, I guess we'll find out as soon as we get through the swamp cave. Okay, we have a question in chat on why Ursine does not have any equipment. Basically, I mean, her strategy has been pretty good, because she's just stuck to grinding due to the fact that there's a lot of Sharlock enemies out. It's very tough to get exploration in. I think Yakko just took a few extra attempts, at trudging through those dangerous zones, and was able to make it to that cluster of towns where he was able to get a broadsword and then, quickly pick up a large shield and Erdrick's sword. So, I mean, Ursine's not too far away from getting, the Erdrick sword herself. So this race is definitely not over by any means.
No, not by any stretch. I mean, like you had kind of alluded to, right? Everything is kind of concentrated in one area. So, I mean, once Ursine gets there, it's not going to be that bad. The difference isn't going to be that crazy. But the issue is she still has to get there. And this desert of death here is not enticing.
Yeah, Healmore's going to help, but yeah.
Yeah, I think we're still certainly in the range where it's going to come down to Sharlock. And whoever dies less in Sharlock. Because we do know Reds have the full wombo, right? Sleep, Dragon Lord 2. We know Axe Knights have Dragon Lord 2. We know Werewolves have Dragon Lord 2.
Ursine has made it to Remolder, so she's going to find gold in this chest in the inn. She'll have the option, I think, to pick up the broadsword or the large shield, or grind for both. We do know that Garenham is close by with the sword. I forget what, and then Cantlin is also close by with the coordinates.
Right. Yep, immediately picks up that broadsword. We'll pick up that leather armor, and I would imagine we'll do the slow grind for the large shield, and then buy some more keys.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that large shield is definitely worth one cycle of grinding. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Yakko killing his second red dragon after casting the spell of Stop Spell. 3 power 1, 119 at level 13.
Honestly, that MP gain is pretty substantial. That's helping us quit. Oh, wait. 35 south. And okay, so we're close. He's just maybe 20 tiles off.
Yep, so for Joyzel, there were some tweaks made to version 3.0. Golems and red dragons now offer 350 experience, while a gold man offers 650 gold.
Yakko's got to be close. It's just, it's probably just faster to try to search than it is to open the menu.
And there's the armor. And it looks like it's right by the jerk. Yep, right by the rainbow drop. So at 1 hour, 33 minutes, YakkoWakko has entered grind and go mode.
And he does not need to bother with those other two chests in the grave either.
Nope.
Now he's just got to find a nice place to settle down and press the A button for 20 minutes. Gain another couple levels. I think he's not too far off from Go mode. He definitely needs another 20 attack. Or
Well, I mean,
another 15 hit points.
really, it's so assuming the next couple of levels here, right? He's going to get some strength and some HP probably, right? So, once you get to 130, 131 HP, that puts the death necklace in play, which then reduces how much, strength or attack power you need because the death necklace will add 10. So, really, we could see, in theory, with a nice big strength gain, we could see level 14 as go mode because HP's there. MP, depending on your strength, is already there. So,
yeah, and he's got that agility build, which is honestly gonna help out quite a bit. I think in this seed. I'm sure I'm about to get. I'm sure I just sort of kicked a bee's nest by mentioning that agility is useful, but.
well, there's no, even I, who am agility's harshest critic, right? I understand that agility does play a factor, certainly in your defense, right? But also in the theoretical run percentages. It does help to a certain degree. It doesn't help nearly as much as it should, but it does help.
Yeah, that next level is a little under 1,000 away for Yakko. He needs 5625. He's got a couple options. The overworld, there's a couple spots he could chill. If he doesn't like that Stoneman grind. I still think that the Stoneman is probably the fastest way to do it. I think maybe the one in the swamp would be the faster one for sure, because it's a much shorter walk from the castle. And then your reset could just be a death warp or whatever. I think that's the fastest.
Either that, or maybe you consider the Desert of Death with the red dragons and the armored knights.
Yeah, because those red dragons are 350.
Right, and they certainly seem susceptible to stop spell. I didn't, Mike. There we go. Thank you, Mike. Oh, susceptible to stop spell is a word for it.
Oh yeah, 0 out of 16. That is that's pretty good.
Yeah, so really, if there are red dragons around, that might actually be the best grind. With Erdrick's armor and 50% to cast sleep, that's a thing. So where is Yakko going to go? Is he going to go to the Desert of Death?
Most likely, considering he's past Swamp and he's past Hawksness at this point. Unless he's going directly to Charlock to try to grind. Yeah, Ursine is clearing room in her inventory. Seems to me like she might be making room for some fairy waters. Or potentially trying to raise enough money for a half plate. I'm not sure.
I didn't catch the strength. It looked like 2 strength and meh other things at level 14.
It's like 6 MP. The hit points were maybe 3 or 4. His agility is about as good as it's going to get. He's going to continue to see a surge in agility because he has the agility build, but not in the 90 range is pretty good.
I mean, it is certainly a shame that there was no gold grind in Silver Shield, because that could really make Sherlock pretty simple.
Yeah,
Because
just load
because
up
I
on
do,
defense and repel
yeah,
everything. That would be the
hmm
ticket.
yeah, strength agility was definitely the way to go in this seed.
Yeah, as you had alluded to earlier, it looks like he's content to just wander the overworld because um, there's a nice complement of enemies out here. He's getting some fast enough kills, and he's probably decently close to an inn. I think Remolder is just around the corner
Yeah,
here.
it's just right here, I think.
This is a pretty good play. Honestly, this is one of the more complex parts of the randomizer. Trying to find a decent and the most efficient grind spot to get yourself into go mode, and then B, determining, am I good enough to make the dive to win the game? Those are two of the hardest decisions you have to make in this game.
Yeah, indeed. And Yakko certainly does appear that um, 31119 at level 13. Yeah, that was level 13 for Ursine. Yakko's grind is really a nice spot here.
And he's looking for 7,500 experience to get him to level 15. Yeah, these Star Wyverns they're not the best, but like they're what, 105, I think. I mean,
105.
it's pretty good. I mean, it's not as good as like the other Sharlock enemies that gives you 135 or 150 plus, but they're faster to take down.
Or even like this wizard here. Wizards are worth 120. That's a nice little chunk of experience for, not overly hardship either.
Yeah, these wizards are fantastic. I think in my first seed of this tournament, I think both my opponent, well, Rye Guy was my opponent. I think both of us did a dedicated wizard grind at some point.
Yeah, because I mean, as long as they don't have anything bad, right, they're fantastic. Because, once you get a decent amount of strength, you can often two-shot them and you get 120 experience for it. So they can be great.
Yeah, for a Sharlock enemy, they don't have that many HP either. Yeah, they're only like 60 or 70. They don't take damage from hurt more. That's really the only downside. Ursine has found Breckenary and a cheap inn. Top up on hit points.
Well, it looks like Yakko is going to place the rainbow drop and maybe do a first floor Sherlock grind, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not super expert on this part of the. There are certainly a number of decisions you can make here. I know some people might make an exploratory dive for information, but I guess that's a situational thing. I'm sure that's definitely more necessary in like a chaos seed. This is bordering on chaos with all the red dragons and armor knights we have, but
Yeah, and I don't necessarily hate the first floor Sherlock grind here either, right? Especially if the first floor Sherlock has Star Wyverns and Wizards, right? Then it's a really nice grind.
yeah, it's basically the same thing he was getting, just a little slower in terms of encounter rate. Oh, there you go. This is already looking good.
Yeah, and he is almost. I think he has defense broken the Wizards. So, so he is going for zone knowledge. Look at this. Ursine finding coal.
She'll pick up her Erdrick's token and complete her homework, and then she'll get to turn all of her stuff in for her rainbow drop. She did get her Erdrick's sword. The the big hurdle for Ursine now is finding that armor as quickly as she can.
And
Again,
there's the problem.
oof.
Back attack, sleep.
Now,
Look,
now
greens have baby breath.
that's not bad.
No.
Yeah, and green dragons, you can sometimes. I think they have like 72 hit points. So you can sometimes kill them with 1 hurt more. Level 15 for Yakko, 1, 4, 12, 8, and the spell of Repel. So let's see. The hit points are nice because now he can use that Death Necklace. Yeah, in the randomizer, well, in the vanilla game, the Death Necklace only curses you. In the randomizer, we have hacked the Death Necklace such that when you equip it, it gives you plus 10 to your attack, but reduces your hit points by 25% overall. So he would be sitting at something like 90, 98, maybe 100 hit points if he had, equips the Death Necklace right now, which is fine because as long as you're above 96 or 97, you can take 2 Dragonlord 2 breaths.
Now, the nice thing with level 15 is, the HP, both the Death Necklace is squarely in play for both of our runners.
Yeah, and Yakko's defense is now at that magic number of 86, which means that the maximum amount that the Dragonlord can do in a physical attack is 48, which is also, the same number that he can breath attack you for.
And I think Ursine is headed right now to rescue the princess. To answer Balrogic's question, you always just chop off the decimal in this game. You always round down. Right. So in this case, let's just take YakkoWakko's HP. YakkoWakko has 137 HP. %of that is 34.25. So what the randomizer is going to do, it's going to lop off the decimal, so it's going to be 34. So you do 137 minus 34, which is 103. And we have Princess Gwaelin riding Tov, the dog, from Dragon Warrior 4. And look at her. She's nice enough to take Princess Gwaelin for a little bit of a tour.
Yeah, and you'll see Ursine did not have to give up an item in her inventory just because she did a little bit of inventory cleanup when she was in Cancelin. But now Ursine gets to explore around and try to find that Erdrick's armor. I don't think it was too difficult to find once you get onto the second continent, but
And
again,
the good thing for Ursine, it was right by the Jerk Cave. So she'll pick up her Erdrick's armor and Rainbow Drop pretty much at the same time.
Yeah. Yakko is closing in on level 16. He needs 9750. So he's maybe 2 fights away from that. Or 1. He's another wizard would do it.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, so let's see. What do we have here at level 16? Anything good? Do we have go mode? We have 17 power, 2 agility, 4 hit points, 4 MP. Oh my, is it go mode?
Yeah, that's... I don't want to say free because of what we've seen so far this seed, but that's I think you have to dive with these stats.
Yeah, so let's do the math. Right. So once you put the death necklace on, right, you're going to be at 139 attack power. Right, 139 attack power means that you're going to be doing between 9 and 19 damage for an average of 14. Right? Average of 14 means you probably need 11 or 12 swings. 98 MP means that you have 12 heal mores. So you can even use 1 or 2 heal mores on the way down and still be a prohibitive favorite to win the fight. All right, so we have YakkoWakko going on his final dive, he hopes. But of course, we do know that danger does lurk here in Sherlock. I think Ursine. No, where is Ursine? She's just exiting the swamp cave. Okay. .94 agility gives YakkoWakko 50% to run from pretty much everything here in Sherlock, at least. Ursine closing in on level 14, while Yakko has made it down to basement 2. Oh no. Error's asleep. And so far the Red Dragon's just attacking and awakes. And Yakko does get a run. I am surprised Yakko doesn't cast Stop Spell before trying to run. Well, 96. All right, now he already used MP for Radiant. Never mind. Probably wants to preserve as many heal mores as is possible.
I just got back. Is Ursine still looking for the overworld spot?
Indeed. She's closing in on it, but is still trying to seek it out. So if she goes south here, that will get her even closer. Meanwhile, we have Yakko making it to the U room of Sherlock.
Yakko is cruising through Sherlock, it looks like.
Yeah, this really hasn't been a very tough dive at all for Yakko.
So far, this bottom zone doesn't have any red monsters in it, but I'm sure that could change. We've seen a couple lesser enemies so far.
All right, let's see. What do we have here at the? Oh, this is what you didn't want to see. as an armored knight here.
Yeah, because you can't do anything about the breath unless you put it to sleep. At least with that red dragon, you can cast stop spell.
That's true. But does get through, and will now herb back up.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you load up on herbs before you dive for Sharlock, because you just save yourself a heal more. He will opt to put on the death necklace, and due to the way the fight works, if you start the fight and then put on the death necklace, you get to keep your HP at least through the Dragon Lord 1 fight.
Oh no, Ursine found Erdrick's armor, but with the Jerk Cave on site, she has got slept by a red dragon and sent back to start.
Yeah, that's gotta be very frustrating. So with this death necklace equipped, Yakko is getting some very good rolls here. I think he's up to 57.
I have not been keeping track.
I missed one or two, but there's something very satisfying about hitting the Dragon Lord 2 for 20 or more. It's well, I don't think he's going to hit 20 with a 139 attack, but it's still, even high teens is still satisfying for sure. And I don't think Yakko is too far away from finishing this fight.
I don't think so. And there it is.
Yeah, everybody get your GGs out in chat for YakkoWakko20. He has finished off the Dragon Lord 2 and will, let's see, finish with a racetime.gg official time of 1:57:33.
Yep, indeed. And that will move Yakko to 2-2 in the Magician group. GG's and well played to Yakko. And unfortunately, as kind of sort of expected, Ursine does forfeit immediately behind.
Yeah, I'm sure she feels behind, but to be honest, I don't think she's that far behind. Maybe it wouldn't take her super long to get to level 16. I think it would be interesting to see what her stats are at that point, just due to the difference in builds. But yeah, this race was a lot closer than it looked, to be honest. Ursine didn't really make any major mistakes or anything. It's like I don't fault her for just choosing to grind when there was Sharlock enemies everywhere.
No, not at all. No, the biggest issue, not issue, but the biggest difference in this race came down to, Yakko kind of stretching his legs out a little bit and finding Rumildar And once Yakko found Rimmeldar, he was off to the races.
Yeah, just right on the other side of that desert of death is where 3 towns were sitting, and yeah, sometimes that's all it takes is 1 or 2 solid runs through that dangerous zone, and you get rewarded with a couple. Well, even an inn was a reward for our runners. There was nothing for them for an hour. They had no equipment, no herbs, no torches, just dark caves and Sharlock enemies. They had to get a little creative with their grinding, but I think both of them did fantastic.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I think they both navigated the seed pretty gosh darn well. I mean, given everything. And we are joined by the race winner, YakkoWakko20. Hello, nurse. Well played.
Hello, hello.
And we are also joined by Ursine here. Ursine, well played, GG.
Thank you, GG to you.
So,
Yeah. So,
About
this
that.
seed.
are you sure math? Are you sure Math Girl didn't roll this one? Oh my God!
Nope, certified Brian Williams 42 seed.
Next time, let's get a Tom Brokaw seed.
Yeah, this was brutal. The beginning of this seed here was absolutely brutal, and we were just Centroid and I were just kind of summing it up here. Nobody saw anything for an hour except death, death, and more death. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I saw Hawksnap. Rip the dream.
Which was more death, to be honest, at the beginning. But yeah, I do think both of you did quite a good job of, I mean, there was a lot of Sharlock enemies surrounding the start area, but you both did a great job of, picking some enemies to fight. It was very close throughout those, at least, the first hour plus. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts? Either of you have any thoughts on that early game? Just trying to find good enemies to fight.
How many times did you consider saying reroll in the chat?
I mean, chat loves this kind of stuff, so I don't think anybody mentioned a reroll, to be honest.
I thought about it. Believe me. I'm thinking, okay, this is one of those seeds where it's gonna throw garbage at everybody. So it's gonna be a case of let's see who has the better luck.
Yeah, I wish I had found
I
that
think
little.
you're going in and out.
No, go ahead, Ursine. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wish I found the northern grind just a little earlier than I had, but it was still, yeah.
I mean, that wasn't. I mean, the northern grind. I mean, you did find it, and the two of you were pretty much after I think an hour and 10, right? I think after an hour and 10, you guys were basically equal on exploration and basically equal on experience. And then it was the Desert of Death, right? With those DL2 armored knights, those wombo combo red dragons up in that desert, and it came down to Yakko got through that desert first to find Rumeldar and went from there. I mean that's literally what the race came down to was whoever took the least number of deaths through that desert.
Sleep hurt more wyverns, and yeah. What else do you want to throw in there?
Yeah, it was unfortunate that the skeleton and the wolf were probably some, would normally be choice enemies to pick off in the early game. But yeah, again, as we just see, DL2 breath on both of them, sleep on that wolf. So, but I think both of you did a great job picking through. I know both of you were finding some warlocks to fight. The I think both of you spent a little bit of time in that swamp cave, which was a decent zone as well. Like the druids and the trolls and the
Drakemas as well. Yeah.
yeah, and the poltergeists. Yeah, there was a decent amount of stuff to pick from.
Yeah. Yeah, finally just got to a point where I said, okay, I gotta just start acting stupid, and that's when I started going after the dragons once I had stop spell.
Yeah, but that was really, I mean, it was a grind of a seed, especially at first. But hats off to both of you. You both played it really well. It just well played. It was once you guys got going, it wasn't terrible. But again, you didn't get going in the seed until what 110 in. So, it was. I don't even know how else to describe this seed other than it was a slog at the start, and then it just zoomed once you found Rimmel.
Those levels were not very well. They were somewhat generous, but not generous enough. They were the wrong kind. Like they gave you hit points and agility, which was good, but you needed some hurt more or attack power, which was just it just was not showing up until level 11 or 12.
Yeah, I think it was 11 that Healmore finally showed up, and then was it 12 or 13 Hurtmore came?
Something like that. But yeah, that's about the time when the rate we started to see a little bit of separation. But yeah, you were both very close up until that point.
Well, GG again. I think I'm gonna head out. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for restreaming, and just thank you for everybody watching, and have a great evening.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ursine. You too. Well played.
Thanks, GG, to you too. May the rest of the seeds not be this one.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. So as you can see, our wonderful restreamer Brian has posted the schedule of events. Not sure what's going to get restreamed and what's not as of yet. Although we do have apparently we do have a restreamer for the 2 p.m. Eastern race tomorrow between Beta Strep and Niminva. So I think that one will probably be either here on DW Randomizer or on RPG Limit Break. And there is talk about possibly a vodcast a little later tonight. We'll see. So just make sure you follow. Well, number one, follow our runners, YakkoWakko20 and ursinedasyure. But also keep in mind, do follow this channel here for all your Dragon Warrior rando race goodness. Yeah, but I think Centroid, do you have any last words here before we pass this along?
Nope, just yeah, great race. Enjoyed the show. Um, and yeah, thanks everybody for watching.
And again, thanks to our the behind the scenes crew. We had Brian Williams doing the restreaming, and we had Mike doing the tracking. Thank you very much. And now we're going to send it over to Edge Telveron, well, another ubiquitous commentator and racer here at the DWR community. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. Playing for some Final Fantasy III. There you go. So Edge is playing for some Final Fantasy III. So we're going to kick it over to Edge. And maybe we'll see you back here tonight or tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody.